YouTube. So sorry for that. If you want to, YouTube guys, um, good evening and welcome back to Peaceful Investing. So now we are live on both YouTube and Instagram. Okay, so for like I said, if you want to see my slide, you will need to join via YouTube. So for YouTube guys, let me share my slide so that we can get started. Okay, okay. So I need to share my entire screen here. So good evening and welcome to Peaceful Investing May edition. So if you are on IG, you are on YouTube, please confirm you can hear me clearly. Welcome, Omorewa. Welcome. Good to have you here. So welcome to Peaceful Investing. Tonight, in a few minutes, I'll be talking about income generating assets. But before we continue, please confirm you can hear me clearly, and then please confirm my audio is good. And for the people on YouTube, please confirm you can see my screen clearly as well. Okay, so let's get started. Income generating assets, building wealth through passive income. Okay, so before we go too far, what are income generating assets? Basically, when we talk about income generating assets, they are assets that you have, or there are properties. I know we are used to the word properties. They are assets that you have that consistently generate cash flow with minimal active effort. That you either have to do nothing or do little, to make them generate income. So they are able to generate income, on their own or with little or minimal effort. So example rental properties, dividend stocks, real estate investment trust, dividend ETFs, bonds and commercial papers, digital asset and all of that. I'm going to be breaking them down one by one if time permits. So, but then this is for definition. This is just to define what income generating assets are. So, but before we get into all of that, in this age and time, it is not okay to assume we all understand, or every time we mention the word investment, to assume we are all on the same page, especially with what has happened in our society in the last few days and weeks concerning different schemes and all of that. So let me take the next few seconds to say categorically what 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 investments are and what investments are not. So let's start with this. Investment is a tool for growth. It is not a get rich quick scheme. It is not a bring 1 million and collect 32 million in 3 hours or 2 days or 3 weeks. Basically, you are supposed to benchmark whatever investment you are doing with the interest rate of the country you are investing into. I mean, That is the benchmark. That is a layman benchmarking method. The next one is investment. Most investment require a long-term strategy to be massively successful and profitable. You know, time in the market, time in investment is a huge benefit and plus. And then investment is not gambling. Is not gambling. Number three, it's a way to build inflation. It's a way to beat inflation. I beg your pardon. It's a way to beat inflation. And then investment is a stewardship decision. And then investment require risk-taking activity, even though it is not gambling. It might requires a bit of risk, but calculated risk, but it's not gambling. So now that I've said what investments are or what investment is, let me quickly run through that. It's a tool for growth. It's a long term. It requires long term strategy. It's a way to beat inflation, a stewardship decision, and then it's a risk taking activity. What did I say? It's a risk taking activity. So what investment is not? It's not a get rich quick scheme. It is not gambling. It is not, it does not, most times does not, in fact, does not have guaranteed return. One of the red flag of scams, scams trying to camouflage as investment there and there, is the guaranteed result, guaranteed return on investment. Investment is not only for the rich. So I mean, a good number of us will say, when I start earning this amount of money, I will start investing, I will start doing all of that. And I need to also make this clear: investment is not a one-time action. It is not a one-time action. It's a consistent thing. It's something you do consistently. It should be a lifelong commitment. It's an habit that you should build, also build. I mean, help people around you to build as well. Um, Mr. Michael, good to have you here. Welcome. So, the next thing I'm going to be talking about, just like the way I started, not assuming that we are all on the same page every time we mention what investment is. I'm going to take the next 1 minute or so, the next 90 seconds or so, to quickly differentiate between the three things that look alike that often get confused for each other. I'm going to talk about Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme, and MLM. So I'm going to start with MLM, multi-level marketing, and then network marketing. It's a simple system of marketing products and services such that product goes from user to user without having to go through the traditional advertising. So the company that is behind the product or service now withdraw the money that's supposed to go into traditional advertising and pay the users that are selling the product, pay the users that are advertising the product. That is the simple logic behind MLM, or multi-level marketing or network market, and it's a huge industry on its own for people that understand it. So some companies have fully adopted it, some have adopted a bit of it, everybody just trying to make sure that, because naturally product that we enjoy, we all refer our done well, refer our tailor if they've done well, refer our mechanic, refer a product and a service, if it has done well and satisfied, your taste, you would naturally invite them. So that is the layer, that is the foundation of the multi-level marketing. So the next one I'm going to talk about is pyramid scheme. Pyramid scheme say that, but before I leave the MLM, the caveat to MLM or multi-level marketing is this: for a multi-level marketing or MLM or network marketing or affiliate marketing, whatever it is, to be really worth it, the money the customer is paying, there must be a commensurate product or service that is worth that value, such that if a user, a customer, or whoever decide not to do the referral part of it, they will get great value for the product or service that they paid for. Let me repeat that. The unique thing that makes network marketing, MLM unique, is the fact that if you choose not to do referral, the money you have paid would be enough. I mean, you will get enough value for it. So let's go to the next one, which is pyramid scheme. Pyramid scheme simply says that, I mean, bring this money, then go and bring other people that will now bring this money, and then I will not be able to pay you from their money and all of that. So it is clear that there's no exchange of value or goods or service in the chain that is being built when it comes to pyramid scheme. And that's why most people that always behind the pyramid scheme, they always make it look like a charitable organization, like we are helping each other, like a community service, like a recycler. You will not find the word recycler far from them, or you will not find the word help far from them, such that it's always about help, refer. I'm sure the way I'm mentioning those names, you can remember some of the ones you've done in the past. But that's not where we are going. The next one, I said there's an obvious, a clearly, it's clear that you do not have any value, any exchange of value, in terms of products and services in that chain. And so the money paid is not paid for a particular product or service, is paid to be paid when you bring in new people and all of that. So the last one that is now popular because of what happened recently, which is Ponzi scheme. Ponzi scheme, now the difference between Ponzi scheme and pyramid scheme is, in pyramid scheme you can see clearly that there's no, so if I don't bring people, I don't earn anything. It's clear. You understand? But in Ponzi scheme, it's not clear. There's a sophisticated system of organizing a big lie. Let me take that again. There's a sophisticated system of organizing a big lie, and that's why they will tell you we are using a AI, we are using automated system. They will craft a very solid, believable, complex, thing that they are doing, that we, in your mind, or in the mind of a novice and unsuspecting victim, believe that what they are doing is able to provide a profit that is being given. So the difference between Ponzi and pyramid is, one is clear, has no value, the other does not have value, but it is hidden under a sophisticated lie. So that's a bonus for people that join this. So the next one is, let's go back to what we're talking about, which is income generating assets. So why they matter? Why do income generating assets matter? Because they create passive income stream. So apart from active income, that is the money you make from your job, from your business, or everything you do, there's a part where your money is also working hard, as you are working hard, or much more than you are working hard, which is even better. Now, build, long-term wealth with, income generating asset. You can build, it can solidify long-term wealth. Now, it can hedge against inflation and then achieve financial freedom eventually. And then what is financial freedom? In a simple term, you achieve financial freedom not when you have billions or trillions in your account. You simply achieve financial freedom when your passive income exceed your living expenses. But the major challenge here is, most of us don't even know what our living expenses are. In terms of, if I ask one or two, three people on this call tonight, how much is your average, expense for the week, for the month, for the year? So if you don't know that number, how would you know how much of passive income you are planning to achieve so that you can be free financially? So it is that simple. So let's now get into the types of income generating asset. I don't want to exceed 30 minutes on this call. So let's get into income generating asset categories. We have real estate, renter, you know, then we have real estate plantation. Now, my idea around real estate, especially if you are not in real estate as an industry, you just want to add it as a portfolio into your investment. Now, I have a simple idea for that, and the simple idea is, real estate itself is a very wide, industry, and then the aspect of the real estate that you will stick with and then invest heavily into, of course, that doesn't mean you can't have from other aspects, is the one that, or what you have as a lineage. Let me explain. If you are going to invest in real estate for hostels and all of that. It's just an idea. I mean, if you are in the medical industry, you are likely going to do well with in real estate in hospital, pharmacies, hospitality, and all of that. Now, for someone like me, I have a lineage in agriculture, kind of. So, in my head, right from time, I've always been thinking, for me, real estate will be land banking massively that will now have plantations of or plants that can generate income yearly. One of them is oil palm. So imagine having 100 acres of oil palm that planted that can generate income yearly. You once it has been planted and everything has been secured the right way, you just have to harvest from it, set up a system that harvest, yearly, and that you can do for another 50 years without having to reinvest anything. In terms of, you don't have to replant the trees, so but everything requires further knowledge to be able to do better and get a great result from it. The next one will be dividend paying stocks. So stocks are a partner ownership in different companies. There are a couple of videos on my YouTube channel that have explained all of this, so I won't stay. In the last few days, there's been a lot of Nigerian banks have made a lot of Nigerians are paying dividends. GTBank pay over 7 naira dividends, and then it's awesome, which is huge from what they paid the financial year before. Awesome, it's a good time to invest in Nigerian companies, and it's awesome. I love the fact that people are now seeing the fact that their money can work as hard or more than how hard they are currently working. So the next one will be bonds. Bond is borrowing your money out to the government. It's one of the safest forms of investment. So if you are out there, you do not have risk appetite at all. In fact, your risk appetite is zero. Bond is your instrument to go for. The next one would be real estate investment trust. So the same way you can access uh, stocks, you can also access real estate investment trust and all of that. The other one is not for everyone. The other one is royalty. Talking about royalty in music, you have your music on Spotify and other streaming income. You don't have to re-sing the song. You already sang, people are streaming. Like I said, it's not for everyone. You need special talent. It's not like me sing. It's probably be myself and my wife that we stream it. You know, But then books, someone like me, I have a book selling, I have another one writing, and then with time one can start earning, royalty. If you put that kind of book on, let's say, Amazon, it's selling digital, even if it's even better. You don't have to reprint, you don't have to do anything. People just, once people buy it, they get to know about it, you keep making money on it. And the last one on my list here is digital assets, cryptocurrency. You can stake and earn passively. You can stake your digital assets and earn passively. So you can see that I have a good number here. You don't have to do everything at once. Start with one, and then that's if your goal is to have income generating asset, because using asset is just one out of different objectives of investing. It's just one asset. Another asset talks about growth, but tonight we are focusing on income generating assets. So now my next slide compares all of those assets, and then let me just jump over that. I will make this slide available. If you are ready to, if you want to access the slide, I will make it available in the Asset Score Africa investors group, which is free for everybody to join. So before now, after now, I'll drop the link so that everyone can join. And then tomorrow morning, I'll allow people join tonight. Tomorrow morning, I'll drop the slide. So how to get started? You need to assess your financial situation, choose an asset class, like I said, that fits your risk profile. Start small, build gradually. You can start investing in bond with as low as 5,000 naira. How easy can it be? Real estate might be a huge one, might be a barrier in entry because of it has, you can't buy a real estate of 5,000 naira, but you can buy a bond of 5,000 naira. Then the next thing is you invest the income that is coming from it. You can buy a stock of 5,000 naira, and then make sure that you seek professional advice. I mean, so that you will not, you can buy some years ahead. If you engage professional advice or experienced advice, you will not make the kind of mistake most starting investors do make. So mistake to avoid is chasing high return without understanding the risk. When we talk about investment, return is not the only thing to check. Return is not the only thing to check when it comes to investment. The risk is also very, in fact, the risk is more important than the return. What is of somebody promising you 300% when your money may never come back? So, and security of funds is number one and the most important rule in investment. So the next one will be, lack of diversification. As a portfolio get bigger, you need to start diversifying to be able to create more income and all of that. And then, I mean, when your portfolio is still small, that is not the way to start eating your earnings, eating your returns. You let the children of your income to go back, and then produce more children that produce more children. It's awesome if you have fifth, seventh, 10th, 15th, 20th generation still working for you. While you are still adding more. It makes it faster to get to your goal, to get to the magic number. So the final takeaway here tonight is the fact that don't just work for money. Let your money work very hard for you. So for the people that are seeing this slide, I have few upcoming events in Lagos. I have forex trading seminar in Lagos for people that want to get into, or they are starting, whichever level that you are in trading, you are welcome in that seminar next week Saturday at 10 a.m. in Ikeja. And then I also have stock market investing that same day in the afternoon, that same venue. I'll be there live to take 2 good hours. Let's dive into investing. No capping, no gatekeeping. I'm going to guide you and do everything. And then in Ibadan, the week that follows, we'll be repeating this in Ibadan office. We'll be having forex trading seminar in Ibadan. Also, stock market investing (SMI) in Ibadan. Same day, forex trading in the morning, stock market investing in the afternoon. I'll be there live to answer all of your questions. So basically, that's that about income generating assets. So if you have any question, I would like to take at this point in time. So shoot me your question. I will take few questions before we call it a day tonight. Okay. So I guess there's no question. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. People on IG, thank you for joining. Like I said, this is my first IG live. I've been a guest on few IG live, but this is the first time I'm hosting an event on IG. Thank you so much for joining. I hope to do more of this. Especially spontaneous one. And then for people on YouTube, we already know how we do it. So this video is going to be available later in the day, and then later in the maybe tomorrow, and then you can always come back to it, check the slide. Like I said, the slide will be available on the WhatsApp community. So thank you so much. Do have a restful weekend and have a great month of May. Bye bye.